Question 16. Now we're going to approach this a little bit differently. Oh, not that differently. So we've got, for A, we've got 5 on 8 to the x equals 25 on 64. So the idea is we're going to be able to make, well, the 5 is in the same spot as the 25 and the 8 is in the same spot as the 64, and we're going to turn all of them to the same base so that we're going to express 25 as 5 to the something, 64 as 8 to the something, and we're going to be able to fiddle with it until we get it in the same format as the left, so then we can see what x equals. So what I mean is, if I've got 5/8 to the x, well, 25 is the same as 5 squared, isn't it? 64 is the same as 8 squared, which means this is 5 over 8. If both of them were squared, then I can just make it squared like that. 5 over 8 to the x. Now we've got the same bases. It means we can equate indices. X equals 2. But you can only do that once you've got the same bases, which is why we had to go through that. Question C. Oh, hang on. I just want to... Okay, sorry about that. So this time we've got 3/5 to the x equals 25 over 9. Now the problem here is that I know that 9 is 3 to the something. And I know that 5 is 25 to the something. Which means, and it's upside down, which means I'm going to have to turn this one upside down. But before that, I'm going to do that as my last step. I've decided. Before that, I'm going to make the 25, I'm going to turn that into 5 squared, the 9, 3 squared. So that 5, and that 3. Okay, which means this is the same as 5 over 3 squared. Now, it's still not exactly the same. It's upside down. So whenever anything's upside down, what do? Negative indice it. So this is the same as 3/5. Instead of positive 2, it's going to be negative 2. Which now means these are the same. I can equate the indices. So x equals negative 2. Okay, let's have a look at E. This time we've got x squared is 100 over 169. So x could be like a over b squared, but we don't know what a and b is. But 100 and 169 should be screaming at you right now. Because I know 100 is 10 squared. And I know 169 is 13 squared. So that means x squared equals 10 squared over 13 squared, which means x squared equals 10 over 13 all squared. So x is 10 over 13. Or you could have been clever and been like, well, if x squared equals 10 over 100 over 169, x is the positive negative square root of that. So x is positive negative 10 on 13. G, we've got x to the negative 3 equals 27. Now, in your calculator, you can do cubed root of 27. But you should know 27 is the same as 3 to the 3. Now, my problem here is that this is a negative indice and this is positive. To make it a negative indice, instead of 3 to the 3, I'm going to make it a third. And that'll be to the minus 3. Now our indices are the same, we can equate these dudes. Or in your calculator, you could have been like 27, the negative third root 27. Do that now. In fact, I need to share my camera. Okay. So, instead of just normal square root, we're going to do shift square root. No, that's third. We're going to do, instead of this, we're going to do shift and that. We're going to do negative 3, 27, a third.